And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. Welcome everyone to the Inland Sports Show. Before we start the show, make sure you like this video and you've subscribed to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. And if you're a local business or organization and you'd like to promote yourself on this show, just send us an email, inlandsportshow@gmail.com. The show starts right now. And what is up, everybody? Welcome to a late night Inland Sports Show after dark, I guess you could say. So thank you for staying up late. Earlier tonight, my wife, she belongs to an organization, and there was a gala tonight to support a local group called Rewritten. They mentor local youth who might not have a father or a father figure in their life. So I definitely did not want to miss that. But I still want to do an Inland Sports Show because there's a lot going on right now. And actually kind of worked out well for us because it bought us a little bit extra time to get Stephen Singleton on the show tonight. He is the head boys basketball coach for Roosevelt High School. And if you haven't heard, Roosevelt played in a tournament in Hawaii last week, so they traded in their board shorts and their flip-flops for, well, probably parkas and beanies, because this week they are in Alaska for another basketball tournament. So because of their practice schedule and the time change, this kind of worked out great. Roll the intro. Garcia's left footed. And what is up, guys? Welcome to an at-home edition of the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. It's a wonderful time of the year. We're just wrapping up high school football, and we want to recognize and salute two local state champions, Ramona High School and RCC, both winning state championships this past weekend. And now we're jumping headfirst into winter sports. A lot of basketball and soccer and water polo and wrestling coverage coming up in the next couple of weeks. Our Inland Sports team might be laying a little bit low during the holiday season, but we will definitely be ramping up in January. If things are going on in the month of December that are big here in the IE, we will certainly report on those. Another good reason to follow us on social media on Instagram, that's Inland_Sports_show, and of course on Twitter at Inland_Sports to stay up to date with all the very latest. We're going to talk some big local football news here. Jayden Daniels, of course, and our state champions, Ramona and RCC. So we're going to lead things off with our Big Boost play of the week. And I wasn't sure exactly what it was going to be until we saw the end of the RCC game, the state championship against the College of San Mateo. The Tigers and San Mateo tied at 21 in the final seconds. Inland Sports. And here's how it all went down, courtesy of Riverside TV. Gabe Panikowski booting home the 23-yard field goal as time expired to give RCC the 24-21 victory to claim the state championship. And what's remarkable about this is that the College of San Mateo beat RCC in bad weather last year 55-0. So RCC this time around, the Tigers at home at Wheelock Stadium, they get the win on a game-winning field goal by Gabe Panikowski. So congratulations to the Tigers. RCC, your, what do they call it, the 3C2A state champions. That's our Big Boost play of the week, the game winner at the end. So there was some live coverage on Riverside TV, and I really wanted to be there. But this past weekend, we did something pretty cool. So Alexander Mattison from San Bernardino High School, the pride of Cardinal City, starting running back for the Minnesota Vikings, he did a thing called the I Am Gifted Athlete of the Week throughout the fall season for his hometown of San Bernardino. So it was beyond football, too. He recognized one girl athlete each and every week. So that could have been from tennis or volleyball, or any other, sport that was going on during the fall. But we had to pick one winner for the boys and for the girls, one overall winner. And here they are. They got a trip to Las Vegas to see Alex as the Vikings played at the Raiders. That was an ugly game. We'll talk about that. 3-zip win for Minnesota. But there is, on the left side, Ronald Weathers, a Royal Valley running back. Of course, had a fantastic season for the Hawks, well over 2,000 yards and nearly 30 rushing touchdowns. And Giselle Castellanos, Indian Springs volleyball, helping the Coyotes reach the playoffs for the first time in school history. And also for the first time in school history, win their first playoff game. She was also the school's first all-CIF selection. So congratulations to Giselle, and also congratulations to Ronald. They were whisked away to Las Vegas to have dinner with Alex and receive those awesome trophies. And then the following day on Sunday, they had a chance to go to the Raiders game, get down on the sidelines, and see Alex and the Vikings pull out that 3-0 victory. So bear with me. The audio is a little not great because we are in a loud, busy restaurant. But here's the moment, the time we had to give Giselle and Ronald their trophies as the I Am Gifted overall winners. Inland Sports. All right, guys, welcome to Las Vegas. This is Alexander Mattison, obviously, the pride of Cardinal City. I got my San Bernardino colors on right now. My name's Stephen Fernandez from the Inland Sports Show. Alex has been a big supporter of what I do for local sports in San Bernardino and the Inland Empire. I can't thank Alex enough so much how much he gives back in a lot of different ways to our local community. He continues to do it at the NFL level, and we really appreciate it. This year, he started his I Am Gifted Athlete of the Week, and at the end of the course of the fall season, we had an overall winner for the boys and the girls. On the girls' side, we had some great athletes from volleyball, tennis, water polo, but one athlete really stood out amongst all of them, and it was Giselle Castellanos from Indian Springs High School. All CIF, got Indian Springs to the playoffs for the first time ever and won their first ever playoff match. Ladies and gentlemen, Giselle Castellanos.
It's an honor and a privilege to be able to present the first ever female I Am Gifted Athlete of the Year on behalf of the I Am Gifted Foundation and all that we're able to do, spreading love and positivity in this world, and providing some big education opportunities for the youth. So with that being said, the female I Am Gifted Athlete of the Year goes to Giselle Castellanos.
That's awesome. Oh, yep, here we go. Yes. Hold on.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Did the parents in the back, did you guys get a good photo?
We're good.
Okay, just be careful. We got guys serving food around everyone as well. But, okay, congratulations to Giselle. On the boys' side, same thing. We had 10 weeks of Athletes of the Week. We had some great high school football players to pick from. But like Giselle, there was one guy who really stood out amongst all these great all-stars in San Bernardino, and it was a Royal Valley running back, Ronald Weathers. He had nearly 30 touchdowns on the ground, and he helped the Royal Valley get to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. A Royal Valley hasn't been good in a long time. So, ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for Ronald Weathers.
Man, I mean, the stats speak for itself. You're doing some amazing things. Just continue to be you on and off the field. Like I said before, it's an honor and a privilege to be here for the I Am Gifted Foundation. Being able to do stuff like this, it really is a blessing to be in this position that I am. One day that you can be in my shoes. So to continue to strive for that. And the male I Am Gifted Athlete of the Year. Athlete of the Year.
right, congratulations once again to Ronald and Giselle. So that was on Saturday night, the night before the Vikings played the Raiders. That was also around the same time. And it was a crazy sports day on Saturday. Not even to mention Shohei Ohtani, but it was a crazy night because around the same time that we were having dinner, this guy, Jayden Daniels, the pride of Cajon High School, won the Heisman Trophy. In fact, I was driving up the 215 North, right around San Manuel Stadium in San Bernardino, and saw a big, brand new electronic billboard that congratulated Jayden on winning the Heisman. The former Cajon quarterback rewrote the CIF Southern Section record book. I don't know how many times I've said that in the past week because it's all true. And again, he's now the top player in all of college football, winning the Heisman Trophy. The LSU quarterback will now be heading to the NFL, preparing for the NFL draft. Let's listen in and hear from Jayden and the moment that he learned that he was the Heisman Trophy winner. So we'll take you back out to New York City this past Saturday night for the big announcement. Jayden Daniels, your 2023 Heisman Trophy winner.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. So let's make some history. It is my great pleasure to announce that the 2023 Heisman Trophy winner is Jayden Daniels from Louisiana State University.
Congratulations to Jayden going up against Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., the quarterback for Washington right there, as well as Marvin Harrison Jr., the receiver from Ohio State. Jayden's parents were there, Regina, and then Jay, who was a longtime coach at Cajon, and even Cajon's head coach, Nick Rogers, was at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Saw some pictures on social media as well of Coach Rogers out there hanging with his guy, Jayden Daniels, 4-year starter for the Cajon Cowboys. Here's Jayden talking about winning the award and acknowledging the people that helped him get to this point. And the journey is still in the early stages, still going strong for Jayden Daniels in his football career.
Inland Sports.
This is a dream come true. I want to first give thanks to God, for all the glory. He's my rock, my savior. He blessed me with the talents and ability to get here, all the special people here to develop these skills. I have so many coaches to thank. My high school coach, Nick Rogers, he is here. Thank you for believing in a 14-year-old freshman to start on varsity. I probably weighed 140 pounds. I appreciate you. Finally, I'd like to turn to my family. Dad, you put a football in my hands when I was young. I know you raised me to be a corner, but hopefully now the decision to play quarterback paid off. You taught me how to play, lead, and be calm no matter the situation. And I know I wouldn't be on the stage if it wasn't for you, so thank you. I love you. My rock, my mama. You were so nervous when I was playing my first high school game, that you couldn't even watch my first high school. Now you close your eyes. But after that, you never took your eyes off the field. You always had my best interest at heart from day one, and you showed me that tough love when I needed it. You instilled in me the hard work mentality that got me here, and you always told me to keep my eyes on the prize. You encouraged me to always bet on myself because you always believed in me no matter what. I graduated in 3 years because that's something that you pushed me to do. And here and now, I'm on this stage, and I love you, Mom. Thank you. So what did I learn from all this? I learned how to block out the noise, that you could overcome any obstacle, and just be humble, be legendary, and most importantly, be joyful about what you do. And when you get knocked down, get back up, keep smiling, and never give up on your dreams.
Inland Sports.
Man, couldn't be more happier for Jayden and his family and everyone at Cajon High School. What a moment, man. Never had a Heisman Trophy winner from the Inland Empire, and Jayden is the first. So his legacy is still being built right now. Can't wait to see what he's going to do on Sundays in the NFL. All right, when we come back here on this at-home edition of the Inland Sports Show, we'll talk more local sports, some local basketball as well. We still got to get to our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. It's a good one coming up on Friday. I know we're all missing high school football now. High school football officially done after this past week, but we got a big-time game on Friday if you're looking for something to do. We'll be right back here on the Inland Sports Show. And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Girls, here are 5 lies society tells you about strength training. Number 1, you're going to get buff. That's lies. It's genetically impossible. Number 2, muscles are masculine. Wrong. Muscles are empowering. Number 3, you're going to gain weight. That's false. Lean muscle burns body fat. Number 4, muscles make you bulky. Not at all. For girls, you can expect more muscle tone and definition. Number 5, you don't need to strength train. The biggest lie of all. Strength training helps you build confidence, makes you more healthy, and improves your athletic performance. If you want to know more about the benefits of strength training for girls, check out this month's blog at www.boosttrainingsystems.com. Boost Man.
The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
Inland Sports.
Yeah, he's always been tall and kind of wiry, but he obviously has filled out at LSU. But yeah, man, what a great kid, great family. And to see a guy who works his tail off achieve something like this, especially from the IE, right? Man, it just makes you so proud. I couldn't be happier for him. And yeah, he'll be playing on Sundays, man. He's going to be on some NFL team in a couple months, and excited to see where the next chapter, takes Jayden Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winner. And I want to start with the once proud AFC West, man. A year or two ago, I thought the AFC West was the best division in football. I thought there was 4 playoff teams in the AFC West. West. Well, the Chiefs lost at home to the Bills. The Chargers are an absolute mess. They lost to the Broncos yesterday, who might be the only surprise in the AFC West right now. And the Chargers quarterback, Justin Herbert, broke his finger. The Raiders, I was at that game, actually. The Raiders losing to the Vikings 3-0 in the ugliest, strangest game I've ever seen. So the once proud AFC West, Patrick, is kind of a mess outside the Denver Broncos, who are really coming on strong right now and only a game behind Kansas City for the division lead.
Inland Sports.
Now join us here on the show live from Alaska. Yes, Alaska is what I said. It is Stephen Singleton, the head coach of the Roosevelt boys basketball team. And coach, listen, if you're a Roosevelt basketball fan, you already know this, but if you're a casual basketball fan, they might not know that you guys were in Hawaii just a couple days ago, and now you're in Alaska for another basketball tournament. Talk about how this all kind of came together, playing these these tournaments in far off places.
I just felt like, the Hawaii one. Ever since I became the head coach, I always wanted to take our team, one of my teams to Hawaii. And, it just kind of never happened in the first couple years and stuff. And so, got with my booster club and told them, like, next year we really want to go to Hawaii. And so what do we need to do? And so we started fundraising and raising money for that trip. And we made it happen. And so, we had a great time out there. The tournament was, the people there were so kind and nice to us, and boys had a great time. A lot of them, I think there was only 3 guys on our team have ever been to Hawaii, for player wise, and so they got to experience something that they never done before. And in Alaska, I went to school at University of Alaska Fairbanks back in the late '90s, and so former player who came after me. Is up here coaching and kind of hit me up and said, hey, would you guys be interested? And I said, maybe. Let me ask the players if it's something they want to do, And so they paid for everything for us to come, plane tickets, hotel, and rental cars and stuff like that, vans. And so, if we didn't have to pay for that one, so we were able to come up here too. So something the boys definitely wanted to do. We voted on it at the beginning of the year to say, hey, these are some things we might be able to do. Which ones do you guys want to do it? And they said, man, definitely Hawaii. And then a lot of them were on for the Alaska, saying that's once in a lifetime type of trip. So that's why we're here this week.
Well, Coach, maybe it's just because I'm not a great traveler. I get jet lag easy and all those sorts of things. But how are you holding up right now? Like, I mean, are you thinking like, man, why did we do this? Or is it? I mean, obviously, it's a great experience, right, for the team.
I'm definitely thinking like, man, I when I looked at it, I didn't realize how back-to-back it really was. We got back Sunday night from Hawaii and went to school Monday and Tuesday, and we're back on a plane on Tuesday night to head out here to Alaska. So I definitely would probably schedule that a little bit better. My wife is not really happy with me right now, but because she was like, why would you like,
why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you do that? But it is for the experience. Experience for the boys to do something that normally they wouldn't do during the basketball season, and and just to kind of get them out of the area and out of the environment and go play different teams.
So when you packed your bags, it must have been obviously 2 different sorts of attire. I mean, you go to Hawaii, I don't know if it's like board shorts and flip-flops, and you go to Alaska, it's like, okay, parka and beanie. Like you said, you played in Alaska, so you know what to expect. But I'm sure like when you were packing your bags, you're thinking, man, this is completely 2 different, types of environments, at least, weather-wise.
Definitely, man. Shorts, flip-flops, and T-shirts and polos pretty much for Hawaii. And then totally opposite, sweats, long underwear, thick socks, boots, beanies, big jackets, anything to keep us warm. And I'll tell you the truth, I don't even think we're really prepared as we should be, not all of us, for this type of weather. But hey, we're doing what we need to do, and we're having a great time.
Well, Coach, it's funny because, I mean, you guys have a great team, and I've been meaning to reach out to you just to talk about your team in general because, you got a lot of great players. It could be a big season for Roosevelt. But when I was looking at your schedule and I knew you guys were in Hawaii, and I was like, okay, well, let's see if Coach can get on the show next week. Let's see if they're home. Maybe they're home on Tuesday or Wednesday night or something like that. And it said your next game was against Barrow, Alaska. And I'm like, well, that can't be the Barrow like up in the Arctic Circle Barrow, right? So I looked on Max Preps and I'm like, gosh dang it, it is Barrow, Alaska. I'm like, I got to reach out to Coach and see how this came together. But you said you played at Alaska Fairbanks, so obviously, you've got ties to the area. You kind of know what to expect, at least weather-wise. What kind of advice did you give to your guys, making that trip up there?
Be ready for the cold and bring warm clothes, and just, be ready for a whole different environment, and so, boys came prepared, but, it's just, coming up here, I haven't been back up here for, since I graduated college, and so, and we're a little bit farther away, about 6 hours away from Fairbanks. We're, in Anchorage, but, I've spent a little bit of time down here too, but, the boys have, they're excited about it. They're doing things, being in the snow. We went sledding today, and the boys were having a great time and coaches are having a great time. And so we just been trying to make the most of our time and do something that these guys will remember for the rest of their lives.
So now I'm curious, did your wife make the trip to Hawaii? Are you like buying souvenirs everywhere you go to kind of make up for it? How's that working out?
She didn't make the trip to Hawaii. The plan was for her to go, but I got my little one too, and so and my other son too. So Hawaii's pretty expensive, and so they didn't get on that trip, and she wasn't trying to come back up here. So she's been home for the last couple weeks with the boys and taking care of them and being a great mom and being very supportive of me. But some of the wives went to Hawaii. And so they were able to go out there with the coaches and stuff like that. And a lot of parents went too. So it was a big program thing. And some parents are up here in Alaska also.
Man, that's awesome. I mean, just, as far as you could go, like, I guess in the continental United States without going like to the East Coast. I mean, you guys putting in the miles. Coach, I did want to ask you, you've got a great team. You picked up some big wins in Hawaii. What? Obviously, you got some talented players too. But what do you think is going to make or break the team this year? What do you think is really going to stand out for you guys if you're going to make a deep playoff run, challenge for the league title, all those sorts of things that we're used to seeing Roosevelt do?
I really think and we've been getting better is just being locked in for 32 minutes of the game on the defensive end and really gelling on that end together. I felt like, games here and there, we've done a pretty good job, for certain quarters, but, not all 4 quarters all the time. And so we're really working on to kind of just stay solid, stay committed on that defensive end for 4 quarters and just continue to play together, and gel more together. We do have a lot of new bodies, new guys, and so they're, we played a lot of games in the summer and the fall. And so we've definitely been playing a lot, but, now it's the regular season. And so, just trying to continue to gel and just continue to stay locked in for 32 minutes of the game. I think that's going to be huge. I feel like we've always been a defensive team, a program who prides ourselves on defense. And so we just got to continue to stay locked in on that end. And we do got some talented guys who put the ball in the bucket. So they make it the offensive end a lot easier for us.
Coach, I'm thinking back to Jamal Baker and Matt Mitchell, of course, but, Burries and Slater. I mean, you got, like you said, guys who can put the ball in the basket, some big time scores. I mean, talent-wise, do you feel like this is maybe the most talented or one of the most talented teams that you've had at Roosevelt since you've been there?
Definitely. I think it's the most talented team we've had from top to bottom. Jamal and Matt were those cornerstones of our team, and we had guys on that team who kind of filled those roles pretty well outside of Matt and Jamal. But I feel like this team with Braden and Darnez and Isaac Williamson and Miles Walker, and then all the other guys who kind of come in with that, I feel like we're, we got a solid group, and any night could be any one of those dudes who could be our leading scorer, and so, I'm very excited about this team. And I honestly feel like it's the most talented team we've had.
Well, Coach, full disclosure for everyone to pull the curtain back. So listen, I really appreciate your time because as we do this interview, it is past midnight here in the IE, and it's just after 11 o'clock up there in Alaska where you're at in Anchorage. So I really do appreciate the time. I know you've had a hectic week and a half, traveling to Hawaii, then back home, then back, and then up to Alaska. So I thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys have some great games and a great experience up there.
No problem, Pep. I definitely appreciate you, bringing me on your show. I'm always excited to be on there with you and talk to you about our team and our guys. And so, we're going to have a fun time up here, and then we're going to come back home and get ready for the Damien Classic in the next couple of weeks. So it's going to be a great season.
Yeah, that's a big one, too. Some good teams at the Damien. That is Stephen Singleton, the head coach for Roosevelt here on the Inland Sports Show, and we will be right back after this. We're back here at the Boost Performance Center with the one and only Coach Ray Bass with another gridiron question. And Coach, we've been doing this series on parents, not on purpose, but maybe stunting or preventing the athletic growth of their son or daughter. There's a whole list, but here's another one. So what's next on the list?
So it's definitely too much expectation for other people to help their kids. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good coaches out there that can assist in your child's athletic development. But the reality is that they're the ones that have to go to class every day. They have to put in the work at practice. They have to excel on the field. So it kills me when I see parents who don't empower their kids with the tenacity to do more. Not to say that there's not good coaches that are out there that can assist, but the reality is as parents, we need to provide our student athletes with the tools they need to be successful, like being accountable, self-discipline, and applying consistent and correct effort. That way they can forge their own path to success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to put it on them, right? Let them have some ownership over their success. Okay, so again, we'll be back with another gridiron question on this theme. As parents, what are we doing to maybe prevent that growth? We want them to grow and achieve and get better. So we're going to give you the best tips from this guy right here, the one and only Coach Ray Bass, right here at the Boost Performance Center. And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. Man, it was a crazy weekend for sports, locally, nationally. Of course, the big Shohei Ohtani news, signing with the Dodgers. But then we had all this going down between Friday and Saturday and Sunday, really. Ramona winning a state championship in football, then RCC winning a state championship in football. We had Jayden Daniels winning the Heisman Trophy. We had the big trip to Las Vegas with the I Am Gifted winner. So it was a crazy couple of days for local football. And now we're trying to jump into the winter sports. We've got a big basketball game on Friday. I know a lot of us are thinking, What are we going to do on a Friday night? High school football now is officially over. The season coming to a close, but we got a big basketball game coming up on Friday between two Riverside rivals. Yeah, here we go. It's going to be Riverside Poly at home against King in the Den. It's our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. That's a Friday night tip-off at 6 p.m. Poly and King are both off to great starts. They are Riverside rivals, plus Mark Vanta, the head coach at King, used to be the head coach at Riverside Poly and is a Poly legend, was a star for the Bears, of course went on and played at UC Riverside, so he's got all kinds of Riverside roots, and it's always a fun time. Big crowd support for this game. King versus Riverside Poly, Friday, 6 o'clock, the Ken Sporting Goods must-see game this week. Earlier this week, I had the honor of talking with Gus Arginal. He is the new head basketball coach for Cal State San Bernardino, the men's team. He's taken over for Andy Newman. You'll remember the Yotes last season going all the way to the Final Four in Division II. Well, Andy Newman's now the head coach at Cal State Northridge, but the Yotes certainly did not skip a beat with Coach Arginal stepping in, taking over the program. They were, I think, like number 3 at one point in the nation in Division II. Right now, I think they're at number 10, but they're off to a great start. The expectations are once again very big at Cal State. And Coach Arginal, he's been a head coach. He's been an assistant coach at a big-time program like Arkansas with Coach Musselman most recently. So we talked about a lot of things. It's just a sample of our conversation. You can find the whole thing on Sports Weekly on IEMG this week. So locally on TV in San Bernardino, and then, of course, on the IE Media Group YouTube channel. But here's a little bit of our conversation with Coach Arginal at Cal State San Bernardino.
Inland Sports.
So much for having me on. This is awesome, and I appreciate all you do to highlight the college teams in this area, in this region. It goes a long way, so thank you. And I think that's a big piece of why this job, when it opened up, when I was at Arkansas, we had 2 great seasons, and coming off of that, and I was just wanted to be back in the head coaching seat again, but also wanted a job where, one, there was a tradition of winning. There was an opportunity to have student athletes be treated the right way in terms of, how we travel, how we work. Again, we're in a Division II conference, but I really feel like this program is run like a Division I program. And then going back to my playing days at UC Davis, Larry Reynolds and Jeff Oliver were the 2 coaches at that time, and had 2 of the best teams in the country when I was playing against them. And so I always remember walking into Casullus Arena and feeling like this is as good as it gets, a packed house with a top 10, top 15 program. And so I really, had those visions from the past in my mind of what I know this program can be and again, what we should make it. But for me, I don't think there's ever going to be a situation where this job isn't competing to be one of the best teams in the country. So that's just par with the course. And again, what I wanted was to be a part of a program that expected to win and that could recruit the type of student athletes that can help you win. Is it more expectation? No, because as a coach and a competitor, every game is that national championship Super Bowl type game for us. And so that's something that I'm excited about and wanted. And then again, it kind of shows that it can be done here as well. So I think for our guys and we have we have 5 returners that were a part of the Final Four team that now come here. I think it helps us. I think it brings a standard of excellence that we want in championship people and students and in our athletic department. So it's exciting for me. I do think, though, one thing that our guys have had to get adjusted to is maybe a target on their back. Every game they step out, this is a chance that a team's playing against a really good team, a highly ranked team, whatever you want to call it. And they have to be ready to step up to that plate every time they get on the floor.
Inland Sports.
Great catching up with Coach Arginal. Our first formal conversation, at least, for an interview. Can't wait to go out to Casullus Arena and check out the Yotes for myself. They're set up to have another big season. They lost some great players from last year, but the cupboard certainly wasn't bare. And Gus Arginal is a great coach, so excited to see what Cal State does this season. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. And big shout out to Johnny Nunez, our normal director at Teen Vision TV 16. He had a very crazy week as he's coming down the home stretch of the school year, at least the calendar year. So doing the show from home, hopefully be back in the Teen Vision studio, maybe for one more show in 2023 before we shut it down for a week or two here on Inland Sports. But like I said, if there's anything big going on in the IE, you can always follow us on social media. We might not have a show, but we'll definitely post it on social media in that last week or two in December. And again, congratulations. It's a big congratulatory show here. Congratulating Ramona on a football state championship, RCC on a football state championship, Jayden Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winner, and of course our I Am Gifted Athletes of the Year for the fall season. Congratulations to them. That's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. My name is Pep Fernandez. God bless you guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.